Dear Boston Bruins fan, if you don't want to miss any exclusive Bruins news, subscribe to this channel now. We are constantly on the lookout for the latest information about your favorite team, ensuring you are always up to date with everything that happens. Join us so you don't miss any important details. Discover how the Bruins triumphed against all odds and enjoy the lessons learned from their courage. Conclusions: the strong Bruins achieve an audacious victory in overtime to start the journey. The Boston Bruins' depleted defense faced a formidable task as they began a 4-game road trip without Hampus Lindholm. After the start of the game, they were forced to operate with just 5 defenders, after Matt Grzelcyk left, just 65 seconds later. Any fully healthy defensive core would have struggled against stellar talents like Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and the rest of the Edmonton Oilers players. Requiring an understaffed defensive team to keep Uber's overwhelming talent under control for more than 60 minutes presents an even greater challenge. The Bruins persevered even when they had to endure a period of more than 5 minutes with just 4 defenders after Corey Perry provoked Parker Weatherspoon into a series of punches at 6:20 of the second period. Defensive lapses around the goal area persisted, with Warren Foegele beating his markers in the first and second periods. The usually reliable Jeremy Swayman struggled to control rebounds, which allowed Matthias Janmark, Perry, and Zach Hyman to pounce on second rebounds along the goal mouth during the final 20 minutes. The Bruins saw 3 leads dissipate, including a 4-1 lead between the middle and late periods. Rather than succumb to defensive understaffing and costly mistakes, Jim Montgomery's group continued to challenge McDavid and his teammates. In front of his hometown friends and family, Jake DeBrusk stood out with his best performance since the All-Star break. The experienced striker ended a run of 9 games without scoring at the end of the second period, seizing an opportunity to extend the team's lead to 4-1. Newly recalled Mason Lohrei contributed 3 assists, including a crucial save on David Pasternak's third-period goal, highlighting his return to the Boston lineup. Morgan Geekie's power play goals in the first period, Brad Marchand's offense early in the second period after a turnover, and Trent Frederick's crafty play shortly after also contributed to the Bruins' offense. However, they needed an additional effort to achieve an unlikely victory. A timely power play and a return to 3-on-3 play gave the Bruins much-needed momentum in overtime. In the subsequent 2 innings, after nullifying James Van Riemsdyk's tripping penalty in the final seconds of regulation time, the Bruins secured a 6-5 victory, with Char. Overcoming adversity, lessons from the Bruins' victory and defensive challenges. Here's what we learned from Boston's courageous victory north of the border. The left side of the Bruins' defensive line is facing significant challenges. The Bruins may have breathed a sigh of relief when Jim Montgomery revealed during his post-game press conference that Grzelcyk's status was day-to-day, but the problems on the defensive end are becoming even more evident. Amid a shaky start to his second full year in Boston, Lindholm was gradually showing signs of improvement over the past month. However, his recent lower body injury came at an inopportune time. Injuries and inconsistencies have haunted Grzelcyk and Derek Forbort. As for the latter, its defensive failures and frequent losses in high-danger areas are becoming increasingly worrying, both in situations of equal numbers and disadvantage. Weatherspoon's emergence has brought one of the few positive developments in the defensive sector. However, the Bruins chose to assign Weatherspoon a secondary role, pairing him with Kevin Shattenkirk on Boston's third defense pairing as they continued to provide Forbort with ample playing opportunities during this challenging stretch. Charlie McAvoy overcame the Oilers' defense to score his 9th goal of the season. With just 7 defensemen on the road, Forbort is likely to take on an even more prominent role if Grzelcyk is out for an extended period. Regardless, the Bruins are desperate for an overhaul on the left side of the defensive line. Without consistent defense from Swayman or Linus Ullmark, they wouldn't be competing at the top of the Atlantic Division during the final stretch of their season. And without an additional reinforcement at left defense to help clear the front of the goal, either on any of their defensive lines, the Bruins will face a more difficult time in potential playoff matchups against more physical, well-rounded teams like the Panthers and Hurricanes. For now, Montgomery and the coaching staff need to work with the resources available. Amid yet another night of defensive responsibilities, despite a personnel shortage, the Bruins received a vital offensive contribution from their back line. A trio of assists and a consistent performance marked Laurier's return. Before suffering a cut to his leg in Charlotte on February 3, Laurier was enjoying one of the best offensive moments of his first professional season during his time in Providence. A few weeks later, and just 2 games after returning to the Baby Bees lineup, Laurier received another opportunity from Don Sweeney. Laurier was not immune to the Bruins' defensive shortcomings, but demonstrated his ability to excel in difficult situations, providing a steady presence in outnumbered situations while earning important minutes on the second defensive pairing with Brandon Carlo. By the end of the night, Laurier had accumulated 23 minutes and 32 seconds on the ice, behind only Carlo, 25 minutes and 40 seconds, and McAvoy, 29 minutes and 43 seconds. During the latter stages of the second period, he endured a prolonged innings of 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Despite the many opportunities given to the Oilers, failed clearing attempts and a few fouls, Laurier held out and received the well-deserved rest. Don't forget to like this video as it is essential to ensure you don't miss out on the latest Bruins news we share here. Thank you in advance for your collaboration. Continuing. It was good we had a break so I didn't have to go back there, Laurier joked during his post-game interview with the media. Laurier had every reason to smile after one of his best NHL performances. With his quick transition skills and contributions on offense, Laurier provided a crucial offensive boost to the Bruins' defensive line. The former Ohio State player set up Geekie for the power play goal, provided a secondary assist on Marchand's second-period goal and halted a potential Oilers offense with a timely save at the blue line before Pasternak's third-period goal. I thought he was very effective. He played in a direct manner towards the goal, coming out of the defensive zone and advancing to the blue line with pressure, Montgomery told reporters about Laurier. When he had time and space, he made some really good plays. I also thought he was efficient on the power play. DeBrusk seizes a unique opportunity. Jake DeBrusk seemed to have an added incentive to excel against the Oilers. During warm-ups, DeBrusk had a conversation with his father, Louis, an Oilers analyst on Sportsnet, who revealed a golden ticket that Jake had given him years earlier. This ticket, it turns out, had no expiration date. With that in mind, DeBrusk's father decided to use him to his advantage. So what was written on it? A goal, an assist, or 30 push-ups, Louis DeBrusk said. Jake DeBrusk turned that challenge into reality, scoring his 13th goal of the season and giving the Bruins a 3-goal lead 13 minutes, 57 seconds into the second period. After seeing the smile on his father's face as he crossed the goal line, Montgomery looked at DeBrusk on the bench, relieved at the player's redemption. Although his recent performance has been criticized since the All-Star break, DeBrusk, often the target of criticism, used his speed and defensive skills to create several scoring opportunities during the match. Dear Bruins fan, it's an honor to have you here. Your feedback is extremely important to us, and we would love to hear from you in the comments. We kindly ask you to leave a like, share your opinions, and subscribe to our channel. We, who dedicate a significant part of our lives to studying, reading, and creating quality content, are disappointed to think that perhaps we don't even deserve a simple like. Your participation is valuable to us and encourages us to continue offering the best. We sincerely thank you for your cooperation and support.